Hey everyone, and welcome to PGN Live. We are back. It is January 27th, 2026, and we've got some cool things to talk about today. It's been a good early week so far, I gotta say. We had some announcement yesterday that a lot of you were excited for, which was that we will soon be getting a direct specifically for Tamagotchi Life on Nintendo Switch. We got some news on Sunday, which for some people is the beginning of the week, for others it's the end of the week, but regardless, Sunday was the big direct for the Super Mario Galaxy movie, and that thing was stunning. And then today, we have a drop from Nintendo, which I think we should watch together, highlighting Virtual Boy, because it is coming soon, in less than a month, to Nintendo Switch 2. And I'm really looking forward to it, because this is one console that I don't own, but did play, but not a whole lot of, I have a few experiences with the system. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. And I'm looking forward to hearing all of your thoughts on it, on Final Fantasy VII Remake Intergrade, as it is continuing to sell well, and as more people out there are beginning to corroborate that next week will be a Nintendo Direct, and that it could be on the 7th, or it could be on the 5th. Sorry, not the 7th. That it could be on the 4th or it could be on the 5th. I am leaning towards it being on the 5th. But we'll see. That would be next Thursday. That's in 9 days. And that's really, really cool. Let me get the pop-out chat rolling, though. See who's in here this fine morning or afternoon, for some of you possibly.
Well-being isn't about.
Just give me a moment. Pop out chat. Here we go. Who's here? I Byzantium says, Happy PGN Live. Welcome, welcome. Yvonne Francois, hi there. Hello, Yvonne. Welcome. Fawn 23465 says, Hey Paul, do you think Yoshi's Woolly World will come to Switch? I hope so. Yoshi's Woolly World and Yoshi's Crafted World should both come out to Nintendo Switch and Nintendo Switch 2. Neither game is, necessarily in need of some graphical overhaul or nothing. The games have very good distinct art styles. They still hold up. Just, I guess, bring them into 4K now. You know what I mean? And that's it on Nintendo Switch 2. I say it like it's easy, but I mean, it's relatively easy. It's easier to do that than make a whole new game. But absolutely, Yoshi's Woolly World is one of the few titles left from the Wii U era that I think really would benefit from being on Nintendo Switch and Nintendo Switch 2. Perhaps, but see, this might oversaturate the market with Yoshi, but perhaps if Yoshi and the Mysterious Book is set for release only on Nintendo Switch 2, that to capitalize on Yoshi being in the Super Mario Galaxy movie and being a big deal and people wanting a new Yoshi experience but not yet having a Nintendo Switch 2, Nintendo would release at that point Yoshi's Woolly World or Yoshi's Crafted World on both platforms. But the thing is, if you release it on both platforms simultaneously, you draw competition to Yoshi and the Mysterious Book. Unless if Yoshi and the Mysterious Book isn't planned to come out too close to the movie, it's later in the year. Because I think a really good marketing strategy would be to have a new Yoshi game come out quite close to the film's release. You know, the movie's coming out April 1st, so have one of these older Yoshi games drop on, oh, the 2nd. Yeah. But anyways, to answer that question, yeah, I think so. I think so. Oh, Ash Gaming. Ash, if you don't mind answering, just so that I feel better in knowing that this was the case, did you get refunded? I hope they took care of you properly, um, because I see what happened on my end. I guess there was some kind of peak hit again, which shouldn't have been the case. Now I'm sure it's resolved. I mean, now I've taken their recommendation and temporarily gone to blue belts as the gifted. But I want to make sure that you got taken care of also, because your generosity was awesome. Um, did you get that bounce back email, Ash? You're doing well also? Very good to hear. I'm glad to hear that, Ash. S.Y. Tyson says, where am I? Hey, Paul, that's great news with the Nintendo Direct soon. I am hyped. Yeah. Now, keep in mind, it isn't 100% guaranteed by Nintendo. You know, they did not make this official announcement just yet. But it's certainly looking like it, because more and more people are beginning to corroborate that it is next week. Anticipate it being the 4th or 5th, with more evidence seemingly being the 5th. So that's where I'm putting my money on. Like, super cool. I mean, it's already been such a good first several months in this new generation that anything else at this point is gravy, you know? And what kind of surprises will we get? Nintendo always does what we kind of expect, and that's like, okay, a new 3D Mario, a new 3D Zelda every generation or something, and nothing wrong with that. So that's kind of like the safe. And that's sort of a lot of people's favorite thing to look forward to, is that next Mario Kart, the next Smash Bros, the next Mario game in general, the next 3D Zelda. But Nintendo's so expansive that they pull things from the past and throw them when you least expect it. Like on Wii, was anybody really thinking that they would have a new Punch Out? And they did. On Nintendo Switch, was anybody expecting them to create something out of cardboard with Labo? On Nintendo Switch 2, were we anticipating a Donkey Kong game close to launch, let alone it being a 3D Donkey Kong game, you know? So like Nintendo pulls from their own IP often enough and creates brand new unexpected things often enough that whatever is to come this generation, I'm sure is going to be full of people's fan favorites. Like, we're going to get a Splatoon 4, you know, we're going to get a new Animal Crossing. But what else? Could this be the gen of a new Star Fox? You know, could this be the gen of a Kid Icarus coming back? Could this be the gen where some other crazy Ring Fit Adventure like thing, but totally different, pops up? We'll see. I hope to see the Splatoon Raiders info. I think that's going to be here, Ash. I definitely think so. Because it's a 2026 title, and it's been a while since we've heard anything on it. So I wouldn't be surprised if Splatoon Raiders and the Duskbloods pop up. I don't know. I'm so hyped. I am so hyped for it. Love the statue behind you of Mario and Yoshi. Thank you. Yeah, it's a beautiful one. First 4 figures, that's who made it, and I had to get it. I love Mario. I hope we get a new 3D Mario game sometime. We will, Fawn. I don't know if it'll be a this year release or when, but we will, no doubt. Yes, I got an email from YouTube about the unclaimed gift members. That's good, Ash. Okay, cool. Paladin says, good morning. Ninty Prime is in the house. It's just I'm just hoping I'm just hoping it's a general and not a partner direct. Got it. Yeah, hopefully it's a general direct because one, that would mean it's a greater length Nintendo Direct. Like, we're safe to expect something in the realm of 45 minutes instead of what could be, like a 25-minute presentation. And then also, we get the Nintendo heavy hitters. A little bit of a greater look into Fire Emblem, Fortune's Weave, which I think would be great to see more of. More on Yoshi and the Mysterious Book, Splatoon Raiders, the upcoming Rhythm Heaven game, because there is a new entry for that title. The Duskbloods, which, first party globally published by Nintendo, yet made by From Software. So it will be classified as their IP, yet fully published by Nintendo. So it'll be an interesting situation. And then what else from Nintendo? Exciting stuff. Nate and everybody in chat. Exciting stuff. But if it is partner, I guess you get to see Resident Evil Requiem along with the Resident Evil Requiem amiibo, more on Pragmata. Maybe some surprises like, Monster Hunter Stories 3. You all know about, but here is, Monster Hunter Wilds, or, now we're proud to release or show off, Okami and Onimusha on Nintendo Switch 2. Here's a first look at Call of Duty on the platform, and the next WWE 2K26 title. Something wild like, this is the first place to see the multi-platform title of Injustice 3. But you'll forever remember that, like, it was shown off for the first time at a Nintendo Direct. And you finish with Grand Theft Auto 6. But before GTA 6 comes, here's a double pack of GTA 4 and 5. Or here's, Red Dead Redemption 2. Or here is more of the Tomb Raider series. Like, there would be a lot to be wowing over if it was a partner-only direct, if they wanted it to be beefy, 35 minutes or something like that. Yeah, the Nintendo fan that's more of a Nintendo IP fan than a third-party fan might be like, oh man. But, dude, at the end of the day, you'd be getting some heavy hitters, which just further validates that system of it being kind of like the end-all be-all worthwhile platform that you're not really going to be missing out on stuff this gen, And to a lot of naysayers out there saying, this thing will never run or this thing will never come, well, here you go. But yeah, that being said, I am hoping, too, that it is a pure Nintendo Direct. Also, the stream has been shared on Twitter, so everyone can rewatch the stream and your past streams at any time they want. Thank you, Ash. Thank you. Matt saying what's up. Pokemon Fan 34, hi all. Take Meme Center X is in the house. What's up? They brought back another Code and Famicom Detective Club on Switch. Yeah, those are unexpected kind of things. A lot of talk back and forth. Cool. Okay, back into the chat. One day closer to Rhythm Heaven news. That's all I need an update for, given Splatoon Raiders will be fun. Just not knowing fully what to expect yet. Heavy hitter element is so subjective each year. Yeah. Roger Enyart in the house with a $2 super chat to kick off this stream. Less than 14 minutes in, and we're rocking with some support. Big thank you, Roger, for that. Let me get your name up here. Roger Enyart. Thank you. I am grateful, as always. Thank you for that support, Roger. I guess I should put the full 2066 in here. Rhythm Heaven seems like Nintendo's last hurrah on Switch 1. It's all Switch 2 from here, lol, Talshow says. You know, Talshow, I mean, we've got Tamagotchi Life. If there's going to be one more 10 million seller on Nintendo Switch, it might be that. Or it might take the two SKUs being the Nintendo Switch and Nintendo Switch 2 version of Tamagotchi Life to hit 10 million. But the last entry on 3DS was like a 7 million seller on a smaller installed base. 3DS is, half of NS. And Nintendo Switch has a stronger ecosystem in this tail end, ninth year on the market than 3DS had, towards its end. So yeah, Tamagotchi Life. That's a big one coming to Nintendo Switch. Rhythm Heaven is another one. Deca Police. Professor Layton. And then 2027's Mega Man. So Nintendo Switch still has like 5 notable games that if you're only gaming on Nintendo Switch and you haven't made the jump yet, you just got Animal Crossing receiving a big update to enjoy. You have 5 more pretty big games to look forward to. You have stuff like Hades 2 that just came out not long ago that is a fantastic game, still extremely playable on the NS. And Hollow Knight Silksong also, not too old of a game, just being half a year old or so on the platform. And Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection. There's some good stuff. Indies will no doubt support the Nintendo Switch for a good amount of years to come. You'll probably still get the likes of Just Dance for the platform, maybe some smaller sports titles. Yeah, Nintendo Switch, even as it's slowing down, will still get some support. But like the big ones from Nintendo that are being made for it, looks like this will be the end. Although NSO will still get updates, as more games come out on the Nintendo 64, SNES, Sega Genesis, NES, etc. Paul, do you still think we get Pokemon Coliseum or Polygale Network of Darkness next month with the rumor of Prime 2 and Pikmin 2 coming to GameCube NSO? Like I said before, I originally thought one of those 2 Pokemon games would surely come out by December 31st. They were shown off early enough that I thought that they would have come out by the end of the year. Especially, if I'm not mistaken, they were shown off before Luigi's Mansion and Fire Emblem, yet those 2 games ended up coming out first, correct? Well, definitely in the sense that they came out first, but were they shown off after Pokemon? I think so. So, my next thought now is, I think we get one of them by February 28th, because we'll be celebrating, Pokemon Day, February 27th, and next month at some time, presumably later in the month, we'll be getting a Pokemon Presents. So I think one of them will come next month, despite this, NSO supposedly showing, Pikmin 2 and Metro Prime 2 Echoes. I mean, if it doesn't come by February 28th, it's got to come by June 30th, right? Within the first year of the system being out, eventually. Monster Hunter Wilds is my third-party hope for the Direct. That's cool. Yeah, Paladin, that'd be a good one. By the way, thank you all for being here. We got 22 people watching now. Very good to see. Artisan James says, there are still 5 games that need new trailers. Yoshi, Fire Emblem, Splatoon, The Dustbloods, Rhythm Heaven Group. Yeah. True. Gotta be a general. Let's see. My predictions. Nintendo will open the Direct with a Monolith Soft game. Mario Kart World DLC will be in the middle, and they will close with a glimpse of a new 3D Mario. That sounds good. I mean, I wouldn't complain with a new Monolith game and seeing new 3D Mario in any capacity. Oh wow, we got 28 watching now and 17 likes. We keep going up. Thanks, y'all. Nintendo's too dope. Nintendo not having a direct. This is the new Nintendo. They will have a pay-per-view presentation and charge $49.32 for viewing, and you can pre-order the presentation on Nintendo Today app for $5. You know? I don't think it'll happen, but it would be a good way to make some more money. Oh, could you imagine the trash talk that people would have if that was the direction they went with these new presentations? Gotta pay to watch it. But as long as you pay, you are free to stream it too. Oh, how valuable would people's live streams be? You're able to pay it, but unlike a normal pay-per-view, you are able to redistribute it as long as you are in it talking throughout on your YouTube, X, other social media platform handle, whatever, like that. That'd be kind of funny. Oh, snap. Dang, Meme Center X says, not gonna lie. It is funny how insiders wait until middle of January to say, oh, I heard a Nintendo Direct is coming. Like, bruh, Nintendo rarely misses a late winter or early spring Direct without updating their pipeline. Yeah, well, you could call it coincidence. You could call it wishful thinking, lucky guesswork, or the fact that maybe in which how they found it was linked closer to somebody not being privy to it too early, but rather a little bit closer to because they're further down the totem pole or a little bit adjacent by some, external extent. And that's when they found it out. Because that kind of thing happens too, by the way. I find it funny that in order to use the new Virtual Boy NSO color, you need to remove the red filter inside the headset, which tells me the default color is monochrome. I'm looking forward to it, Tall Show. I have it pre-ordered. I am stoked, dude. Like I said in the beginning of the stream, I played Virtual Boy back when it first came out. Oh, I think the first time I played it might have been at a Blockbuster where they had it set up and I played it, got to try out a few games. I think I played it at a Toys R Us. My friend rented it. I played it at my house. 4-ish times between like 1995 and 1996. And then later on, I bought one for a friend looking for one, in which he paid me, though, to find it, in like 2015. So in late 2015, early 2016, I got to play it again. So, gosh, that was a long gap in between. It was play it for 20 years, actually. No, 10 years. Yeah. Wow, 10 years and it's good. Dude, I play Virtual Boy once every 10 years, evidently. 95/96, 2015/2016. No, so no, that's 20 years. Yeah, never mind. So it was 20 years since I last played it the first time, and then now it'll have been like another 10 years. Yeah. Steak 1024 is in the chat. What's up, Steak? Hopefully Tamagotchi life gets dated, says Corey Boehm. Rhythm Heaven, Splatoon Raiders, and Fortune's Weave. Yeah. Let's see. Coliseum and Gale of Darkness confirmed and dated on Pokemon Day would be nice. Michael S. Powell says, Paul, are you going to play Dispatch on Switch too? I'm so curious, being from the Telltale folks. I might check it out. Pokemon Fan 34 saying, plus I know not the only one that feels that way. Feels that way about what? Oh, about the Pokemon Gale of Darkness and Coliseum? Yeah. One moment. Let me see. Hold on, where are we? I'm hoping that Pokemon Coliseum and XD aren't that far away from being added to the GameCube section. True Shiny Hunter XD, hopefully, is not too far away. Pokemon aligns with the annual event. They don't overflow the reveals within the year. The GameCube lineup just needs more cadence of release. If we get Metro Prime 2 via GameCube, I wonder how they would release Prime 3 in the future. Good point. Just because, by the way, Metroid Prime 2 Echoes comes to NSO, it doesn't omit there being a possibility that Metroid Prime 2 Echoes has a remastered version out there. You know what I mean? It could still be a thing. Because Metroid Prime 2 Echoes only being out on NSO means that the Nintendo Switch user base doesn't have access to it. And if you want to help build up Metroid bigger, I think it benefits better by being available on more systems, especially if it's an older title that isn't the most demanding. Because in the end, it would be nice to have Metroid Prime 2 and 3 out on both Nintendo Switch and Nintendo Switch 2. So I don't know exactly what's going on with 2 and 3. Was there ever a remastered version built? Was there ever an intention to do like a Pikmin 1 and 2 bundle, just a HD version? Hard to say. What if the rumored Ocarina of Time / Majora's Mask remake is being done by Monolith and is leaked codename Legacy? That'd be pretty wild. Could you imagine? What if this remake is Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask, the story of both in one grand game? I don't think so. I think that's they're too different, despite being, you know, of the same engine and the same link and stuff like that, and being a sequel. They're too different of a game that you have the ending of one, which is its own thing. I don't think it feels right to like just pick off and right away hop into another adventure after this grand ending. Because look, before it did take us a couple of years to wait for that. Do you still feel that impact if you just right away roll into it? That being said, I think that we're going to get an Ocarina of Time remake, whether it's this year or in 2 years for that game's 30th anniversary. I think it's happening. And I think that we will get, you know, Majora's Mask one day. I don't even know if it's this generation or next. Just, I don't think that Nintendo will let any of their classic games go without ever getting ported or upgraded in some capacity. I think everything is fair and reasonable to expect that one day we will see it again, you know? Nintendo Directs, exclusive to NSO members. There you go, Paladin. That's a good idea. John Doe Juggalo. Good afternoon, Paul. I have both of my Virtual Boy headsets ordered, and I'm ready to go. I'm also going to try out my Labo VR kit as well. That's cool. I pre-ordered just the plastic build, not the cardboard one, but I do have my original Nintendo Labo, you know, VR. I dropped that. Good thing it's cardboard and doesn't break, you know. I'm going to check out this, which will be pretty cool. And then, of course, the proper red and black headset. I didn't pre-order the red and black cardboard, but that's cool that you did. I'm excited for Virtual Boy. Chair Gale has appeared. Steak later, everyone. Hopping over to Tabby's stream. Oh, we should help out Tabby. Tabby Cat Games, by the way, you're here. Tabby, are you streaming right now? You are, huh? Let's see. Tabby Cat Games. You're not showing up. Oh, wait, hold on. Wait, hold on. No. Tabby, if you're still here, drop a link. Let's get your page up here and help out. Because I just typed in Tabby Cat Games and it's not popping up. Tall Show says, will we now be able to play Breath of the Wild VR without holding the headset up with the new Virtual Boy accessory? Good question, Tall Show. I guess you'll have to go like this. Okay, Pokemon Fan 34 just dropped a link. Okay. Thank you. Maybe. Let's see. You know, I'm kind of surprised that at this point, Nintendo just never released a simple little head strap to latch on, to just allow you to have it held up on its own without the need of doing this, to have the Joy-Cons operate independently. Would have been kind of cool. I think that Nintendo could have shipped a plastic equivalent of Labo, just a very simple head strap AR goggles set in every Nintendo Switch 2 box, so that out of the box, every Nintendo Switch 2 owner would have VR support. Did I say AR earlier? VR headset. VR. Just so that if you ever release a game, you don't have to bundle it with it necessarily, or if a third-party developer wants to release a game for Nintendo Switch 2 that is VR based or has
Corey,
some
I didn't get the
VR
true
in
winner,
it,
unfortunately. Would have loved for it to have happened.
they know that at least every owner has it. By the way, this is Tabby's stream. I'm going to pop out her
y'all
stream
getting volume now or no?
as well. Help out a fellow member of the channel. Okay. But yeah, we'll see if Nintendo dives a little bit more into VR or not.
We are having video audio problems here.
Mitch Bagel is here, saying hi. Hi there, Mitch.
Hi to everybody.
Hey, Paul and chat. Cool to see the lenses are removable. That means both headsets will be able to play VR modes in other games, and we might see more added. Yes, Crazy Scott. She is streaming Expedition 33. It's cool that they are adding unreleased games to Virtual Boy Switch Online. Yeah, I want to watch that video with y'all. Dank, highly doubt they'll do 120 frames per second behind an emulation layer. Elements like that would necessitate proper release. Okay, talking to someone else. Let's see. Prime 2 could see a remaster. Yeah, Pikmin 2, which was a slightly remastered Switch version. If it's not going to be Sustainable improvement of Echoes. Just drop it on NSO. Definitive Edition naming should be used if they want to add content to the game that maybe was cut to aid potential. Okay, and then that's where I see you went into that. Vito Libido is here. Hi. Welcome, welcome. It could have been the Nintendo on the IGN joked about years ago, Talasha says. Carlton San, hey chat. Hey Paul. Paladin, Metroid Prime VR update. I thought that Metroid Prime 4 would be prime for VR. Yeah, could you imagine that? Like, that's a good fit. That would be a cool fit to be immersed in that world. Oof. Especially knowing that the game could handle 1080p 120 frames or 60 frames at 4K. I'm sure there could have been a mode for it that would work well in VR, you know. Wow. Portable mode, VR mode is like 900p 60 or 900p 40 or something like that, or maybe you keep it at 1080p but reduce it to 30 frames per second. I don't know. I don't know what sacrifice would have to be made to get it to look good and still run well on the VR side of things, but it'd be pretty sweet. I might even replay that whole game if I got to do it in VR. I'm not like a major VR player, but that would be something so neat that, like, how could I not try it at least, you know? VR Banana. That's right, Sketches of Harmony. Throw some VR in Donkey Kong Bonanza. Punching through all that dirt with having the dirt fly in your face and stuff. That'd be pretty cool. Zabakin 11. Apparently, the makers of Orbitals leaked that their game will be in the Direct next week, according to Player Essence. Ooh, so OJ said that? Awesome. That's good. As an anime dude, that really speaks to you. Very cool. If only it could do 1080p 120, that would be decent enough. 990 maybe. They weren't supposed to do that. They messed up. Woo! Good sneeze. Bottle Studio. Hey, do you know Le YouTuber Bottles Studio Gaming? Hey, Bottle Studio. Welcome. Vita Libido says, Metroid Prime 4 is such a great game. I have no idea what people are saying about the NPCs being annoying. They barely talked, and when they did, it was useful dialogue. That's true. Dude, they were good. They were fun. They were likable. I didn't have any problem with them. They weren't there talking to you constantly. They were just in the game in some key moments. Offered some useful advice, had some humor attached to them. Likable, in my opinion. I agree. I think some people just like to complain. Or some people like to chime in and complain about what others are complaining about so they could just join the dog pile, you know? Bless you, Paul. Thank you, Paladin. Carlton-san, bless you. Thank you. Thank me, Center X. Bless you. Thank you. Leave it to a lesser-known third-party game to leak a direct timing. Oh, dang. I'm so excited for this direct. Hang on. Ninty Prime, are you in the chat? I don't know if Nate's in the chat. Maybe still. I think the last direct we had was way back in, it was a good few months ago, and that's the one that Nate, Steve, and I, Thunderstash Gaming that is, that the three of us live streamed together That was fun. Yeah, that was in September because it was the Mario 40th anniversary and they had Super Mario Galaxy 1 and 2, Yoshi and the Mysterious Book, the Talking Flower, these new amiibo of Rosalina and Luma, Mario and Luma, mm, the Rosalina book, and a trailer at the Super Mario Galaxy movie, including the official title of the movie. Like, dude, that was an awesome Mario segment for the 40th anniversary. That was back in September. I guess by the time next week rolls around, it will have been 5 months ago. But not that, like, that's the crazy thing. Even though it'll have been 5 months ago, it's not like we have at all been in this despair of, oh, there's nothing to play. Oh, there's nothing to do. There's nothing exciting going on in the world of Nintendo or gaming. Like, that's absolutely not been the case. I mean, in the last, what will soon be 5 months, dude, we had so many fun moments from seeing the live action shots from the Legend of Zelda movie drop, the likes of Metroid Prime 4 Beyond coming out and being terrific, Final Fantasy VII Remake Intergrade just releasing. After September came, Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment release, Kirby Air Riders release, Pokemon Legends ZA release. The announcement of Resident Evil Requiem coming to Nintendo Switch 2, and the release date being day and date, and the fact that 7 and 8 were coming over, and that they're coming out in this generation pack of availability. That Pragmata was coming. Like, dude, there's been no shortage of cool news even after September. So this is just gravy. This is just a bonus. But yeah, that's when we learned of Mario Tennis Fever also. And of course, ending, I should say, with Fire Emblem Fortune's Weave. Like, it was a fun direct. But now we are going to be, I guess, 8 months into Nintendo Switch 2's life. 2/3 of a year. How does Nintendo want to wrap up the story of, this is the first year of Nintendo Switch 2. This is what we gave you, in anticipation of how many units they expect to sell in the year. And this February 5th Direct, if that is indeed the date, is going to come hot off the heels of Nintendo having their fiscal report prove a lot of naysayers wrong. Mitch Bagel says, Paul, have you played through any of the Xenoblades? Yes, all of them. I can't get through it, man. I think it's just not for me. Have you tried all of them? Or is it like, tried one, you imagine the rest are comparable, so or tried a little bit of each and neither of them clicked. I think Xenoblade Chronicles 3 is perhaps the easiest one to get into. Starts off the strongest, maybe. It is my favorite one. So if I had to recommend one, I would say just that one. Yeah. It might not be for you. But I like 3 the most. The NPC could have been expanded further. Metroid. Yoshi and Tennis, yeah. For those who haven't seen it yet, check out the Slow-Mo Guy's video on the original Virtual Boy. It's quite fascinating. Yeah, that's a good call out. The ball is rolling. The Morph Ball, that's right. AJ Rax 0440 saying, "Hey Paul, 7 days till you could play Dragon Quest 7 if you get the digital deluxe version." Yeah, that's coming out soon. Week, 2 weeks. The normal edition, is it just how long of a wait between the normal edition and the deluxe? I understand Xenoblade Chronicles 2 might be controversial, unappealing to newcomers, but the series is worth the time and investment. 3 has difficulty slider and way better teaching how the universe works. Paul, will you be streaming the Direct with Nintendo Prime next week? Let's see. Maybe. I would like to. I would have fun with it. You know, if I plan on streaming it regardless. If Nate would like to stream it together, you know, have me on his channel / you know, have a restream option so that, you know, we could simultaneously have it up and added or something like that. Like, I would do it. Like, I like watching this stuff by myself, you know. I don't have any issues just tuning in. Oh, wow, watching, having fun. I have just as much fun watching live with a community, talking like, "Did you all see that? Oh my gosh," and just feeding off of each other's hype together. And I have just as much fun either sitting on a couch watching with a buddy at E3, standing with a friend, or sitting in an audience at a show, or with a friend like Nate, like Steve, online, on Zoom, or, you know, like last weekend I did that with Andre and Nick from Game Explain. You know, I was on Andre's Game Explain channel and we live streamed together the Super Mario Galaxy movie Direct, and like that was fun. You know, that's really cool. So I'm super up for watching it with others, you know. So maybe Nate and I will do it next week. We'll have to talk. Where do you stand on the probability of 3D Mario this year? Sketches of Harmony. It's somewhat likely, but definitely not a guarantee. But it does sound good of Nintendo showing one off and releasing one because they would want to capitalize on the movie. And if the next Mario game is somehow named Super Mario Galaxy 3 or Super Mario Universe or something like that, I think it really bodes well for it to come out this November. So you've got the movie April 1st, and then you've got a couple of months of it succeeding in the box office. Maybe in June, you show off the next Mario game. By then, you've got the Blu-ray and stuff like that. You've got the streaming that takes you through September. And, you know, maybe you give a temporary discount to the Super Mario Galaxy 1 and 2 bundle. And then, bam, November, Super Mario Galaxy 3. Like, that's one way that I could see it work and see a 3D Mario quite possibly comes out this year. But I could also see capitalizing on what looks like Yoshi's going to be a big star, have a big role in the film, have a lot of comedic elements, especially with Toad, I think. So perhaps you do Yoshi and the Mysterious Book as a late November game if it's really big, good quality. Or Yoshi and the Mysterious Book, you tie it into the movie's release and have that game come out April 2nd. And then you do later on in the year, like a Year of Yoshi thing, where you do Crafted World or Woolly World or both, one or the other, maybe some type of scenario like that, you know? I don't know. But if that's the case, I think you give too much in the year in terms of Mario and family, that if we're getting like 1 to 3 Yoshi games in the year, or 2 to 3 especially, maybe don't say 3D Mario. So I don't know. I don't know on the percentage where I'm at, you know? Boo Mini is here. Hi, Boo Mini. Welcome. I'd like a new Captain Toad this year next. That'd be cool. I've only played Xeno 1. I think Xeno X looks sweet. The Xenoblade Chronicles X is cool. It's different, but Different in a good way to say. 2 days difference between the Dragon Quest VII Deluxe and normal. That's cool. That makes sense too. Hey, we've got some royalty in the house here. Player Essence, welcome to an episode of PGN Live. Joining the PGN White Belt rank. Heck yeah. Those of you that don't know, I would recommend you check out OJ. He just became a PGN White Belt. Right on. He has a channel. Most of you here probably are familiar with who OJ is, but he has a channel called Player Essence on YouTube. He covers a lot of video games. A big portion of it is Nintendo focused, but the man talks PlayStation, Xbox, Nintendo, PC, whatever is just happening in the video game industry, he does cover in regular videos all week long. If you're looking for someone with good advice on RPGs also, go to Player Essence, because you've got somebody, or some folks I should say online, that might be a bandwagon RPG fan that when there's a popular discussion about a game, that's when they start talking. Oh, yeah. This game is really good, or oh, this game, oh, they stink. Like that's not good. And like, where in the last 10 years have you talked about RPGs to really show that you have a valid claim? Everyone's got an opinion, but some people's opinions are based off of 2 minutes of thought, and some people's opinions are based off of a decade or a couple decades worth of consistently covering, being a fan of something. So I think if you want a little bit of a RPG knowledge on where's a good place, what's a good introductory title, what is something that's not too old, but something that you recommend that still is, old school but modern in a way that I could like easily warm myself into. He's got top 20 lists, top 10 lists. OJ is one of the best sources, I think, on like RPG coverage. So, go there and check him out. And just in general for video game news, And of course, live streams. That's a little bit more lively, I guess you could say, than my setup. And by that, I mean, really OJ and Nate, Player Essence and Nintendo Prime, I think, are the best live streamers on YouTube that consistently talk video games, because it's a very different setup than here. I've got a microphone and what you see before you. OJ's got music constantly playing, taking, requests from the audience. Nate's got music and takes requests. They got bells and whistles and, different reactions, different visual effects happening live for different super chat totals and stuff. I don't have all of that, but what I still try to do is give a good time and give just honest feedback on what's the news of the day that we're talking about in the video game industry, and sometimes what's a deep thought reflective opinion that I have on something that's going on in the industry or something from the past. But anyways, I know that was a good amount of time talking about Player Essence, but OJ's a good friend, an IRL friend, and, coming onto the channel, gotta give a shout out, so I appreciate it. And thank you all for being here too, by the way. We've got 37 people watching now. We've entered, how many likes do we've got? We got 37 watching and 34 likes. That's not bad, that's a pretty good tie-in of who is actually enjoying their time here. So thanks, especially being 54 minutes in. Let's get back into some chat though. 5th is the official release for Dragon Quest. Cool. Sketches of Harmony gonna get back to Tomb Raider Rise. Have a good stream. Thank you, Sketches, and enjoy Tomb Raider. Lore-wise, do you think Nintendo cares more about Donkey Kong or Zelda? They definitely put more story into the Zelda games, so I think despite them not having a super cohesive timeline in the Zelda universe of what flows into what and directly making something feel like dun 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 715 years ago the following Link married this Zelda and their lineage spread off all the way until this game, and like having something like that. I think in general they care more about the lore of Zelda than Donkey Kong. Not that they don't care about Donkey Kong at all, but Donkey Kong games have even less of a story element wise. There are some deep cuts, back in the Rare led Donkey Kong games of DK Country 1, 2, 3, and 64. Cranky Kong in particular did have a lot to say about the games themselves, fourth wall breaking segments, and things that tied in of that nature. But, yeah. Yeah. Not a whole lot of lore that they put into them, but enough. Super Mario Multiverse. Forgot to ask a question, tricky one to predict, huh? Oh, on Captain Toad. Captain Toad. New Captain Toad would be cool. I agree. Hey, Jirac saying, could we see a Yoshi addition to the Super Nintendo World theme park? Yoshi does exist in the Japan park and the Florida one, but in the California, Hollywood one, not enough space there. However, supposedly they're going to bust out that soundstage behind the park and add something, which could very well be Donkey Kong, but we'll see. But maybe Yoshi will be coming costume-wise to the park. OJ will always steer you in the correct direction to good RPGs. Yeah, I agree. My first RPG was The Legend of Zelda Gold Card on NES, action RPG wise, yeah. Blonky19, if you say something stupid in OJ's chat, he'll let you know. I mean, say it like it is. Don't sell yourself short. You're in my top 5 alongside OJ and 8. Well, thank you, Zabikin11. I appreciate it. One day, maybe, I will evolve from having, what am I using? Microsoft Word right over there, and a Microsoft Paint right up there, and having this window right here, and there will be some bells and whistles that, like when a super chat goes off, that's 5, it will have the following emoji or animation drop. I think that will be actually really cool, because it would make it for a more lively experience. I mean, sometimes, like, on the top of my head, Ash, last week, dropped a $50 super chat. And I just did a flying elbow. I don't know why. It just felt like the right thing to do. And then a couple of minutes later, we got another 50. And I did a 5-star frog splash. But what if I had, designated super chat totals, including some secret amounts that people would have to find out, like, well, it's not a normal 5 or a 10, but it's a different number, or it's not a 50 or 100, but it's a different number, something in between, in which it brought on some, digital funness, right? By the likes of an animation or a musical quip or something like that, or a reaction that I did that, like, it was just always associated with that. I don't know. I'm still in the relative infancy, I guess you could say, of this. But yeah, thank you for the shout outs. That I'm in the top 5 at this point. I guess I could only get better from here. My talking, I have no issues with. Sharing knowledge as accurately as I can and trying to build a positive community. That's all real. that's all what I can do. That doesn't take a lot of effort. It's just, I'm used to talking about gaming. I like building friendships and having group camaraderie of folks becoming friends with one another, and helping build that and keeping positivity high and looking and talking about fun games together. So like that's all real. That's all easy. The technical aspect, that side of things, that takes some time to further refine. WPGN community, thank you. The calm atmosphere of this stream and the fantastic chat members makes this a very comforting place to be. PGN for the win. Well, thank you very much. Player Essence and I are making bets about the Ocarina of Time Lego music coming straight from the Ocarina of Time remake. JK, he hasn't agreed to take that yet. Interesting, Boomeni. It might be. It might be the case. I was watching Scott the Woz going over the DK lore, and I didn't know how similar and convoluted it is to Zelda. Lee J05, hey, welcome. Lottie Tro here, 9127. How are you doing today, Paul? The Virtual Boy lineup is crazy. I didn't see those unreleased games come unexpectedly, which surprised me. Do you use OBS? No, I use StreamYard. But I know I should ask OJ how he does it, because he uses like two things. You could like do donations, super chats like directly through the YouTube side, but he has a different link that pops up in which like that payment donation goes directly to him. I have a very simple setup, but I should do some more. I should. Mitch Bagel, next time you get a $100 donation, you should do a backflip. How about a $100 donation? I run and jump into the pool right now. I turn the camera like this. I point it outside the window, and I open up the window, and I just jump into the 50-degree pool right now. It won't be a backflip, but it'll be a sopping wet, fully clothed pool jump, followed by me bringing a towel to come back in and sit down back in this chair and finish the rest of the stream like that. That's my offer. XP9724, Paul Gale Network. Welcome. Migi Saito, 8073. Hello, sir. I'm not getting the Virtual Boy next month. Well, I don't want to get eye seizures or other problems like Nintendo fans did 30 years back. It might cure your eyes. It might give you laser focus. Pokemon Fan 34. You like that idea? Tsukino Ame, welcome back. Hello again. Mitch Bagel saying yes. How high are you from the pool? I'm on 2 inches. Whatever the proper amount of inches raised a house is over a pool. So, yeah, I would open the door, walk outside, position the camera, just rotate this whole thing to show outside my window, open up the screen, and just run and jump, I guess. I have joked in the past because like Pokemon Fan 34 has said, jump in the pool. I'm like, $500, I'll go do it. Just because I'm like, no one's gonna spend $500. But I would. Today, for the heck of it, I'm just saying, fine, I'll do it for $100. Just because. What was it? Oh, because Mitch Bagel said, next time you get 100, do a backflip. And I'm like, well, I won't do a backflip, but I'll do a pool jump for that, I guess. What the heck? Considering what has happened to me in the last couple of hours, I could use a good laugh and smile. Well, I don't know what happened in the last couple of hours, but I hope you're doing okay. XP9724, I didn't realize until yesterday that the Virtual Boy doesn't come with a controller, unless I missed something. So, it kind of does. So if you're talking about the old school Virtual Boy, it came with a controller. If you're talking about the new school Virtual Boy, your controller is your 2 Joy-Con, or if you have a Pro controller. So yeah, it doesn't come with like, I guess, its own controller per se, in that regard. If that's what you mean. Has anyone played the Virtual Boy before? Yes, I have. I'd like to know, what was your favorite game on the platform? Wario Land. Or Mario Tennis. Yeah, those are pretty sweet. I think Teleboxer, also good. We should watch this trailer, by the way. Let's watch it in just one moment when I catch up with chat. Yeah, there's not a replica of a Virtual Boy controller. Yeah. I wish it wasn't $100. I'm fine. Oh, I'm sorry to hear about your friend. Is it true black belt members make you do a pull jump? Black belt members can request a pull jump. Yeah. A designated pull jump video. Yep. Once a month, a black belt member can get their own shout out video, and it could be private for them or public, with them being shouted out as the cause for why I'm doing it. Yeah. Zero Racers is real. Yeah, Hudson, you. Let's go. Heck yeah. Europe and Australia didn't get the Virtual Boy, apparently. That thing only had a 1 million out there worldwide at best. It was not a big selling system. The Ren and Stimpy Happy Happy Joy Joy collection was just announced for Switch. It contains the old games, including the first Game Boy game, Space Cadet Adventures. That's pretty cool. Oh, I like Ren and Stimpy. Still surprised they never brought the Virtual Boy to 3DS. That was a perfect system for it. I agree. I thought at some point the Nintendo 3DS was going to get like a stereoscopic Virtual Boy, yeah, add on a usage, within the chat, within the app, within one of the apps available, like Game Boy Advance had. Natsu 9594. Thank you for showing off that member for 2 months. PGN white belt, green badge of honor. Thank you, Natsu. Appreciate it. Good to see you continuing here. Oh, we have to update this total. Total members, we're at 352 now because Player Essence joined in. Boom. Virtual Boy Wario Land was definitely one of the better games. Yeah. Get ready for February, Paul. AJ Rex. Get ready for February. Oh. Regarding a pull jump? 5 days away? Oh no. AJ Rax, if you're suggesting that you're going to join in the black belt tier list and you're going to request a pull jump every month, okay. It's still cold. It might get colder. We're floating between like 49 and 52. It's pretty cold right now. I don't know if it has gotten into the low 40s at all, pool-wise, because I just haven't seen it, but it's possible that it did. Got this playing in the background while I fill out my fiance's Valentine's gift. It's a book where I write in prompts about all the things I love about them. That's really cool, Natsu. That's pretty awesome. That's a nice, memorable, meaningful thing. That's cool. GBA was the beginning of my Nintendo experiences. Virtual Boy exists on the 3DS. It's called Red Viper. Dave Meme Center X showing off that membership badge for 5 months in that PGN white belt here. Heck yeah. Hudson U, it's on the 3DS unofficially. Yeah. There's still snow where I'm in Texas. Man, that is cold. Lottie, it's been cold in the UK. It's been windy a couple of hours ago. Yeah, stay safe, everybody. Some parts of the country or countries, pretty cold. Let's watch this together. This is one of the things I wanted to check out today. Some of you might have already seen it, others not. But here's a look at like 7 games. But before I do that, last comment I'll read. Last 4 days for me was -10 and lower. My goodness, AJ Rex, that is as cold as it gets. I mean, it gets colder, but like, that is seriously chilly. Shoot. All right, let's go. I love Tetris, yet I've never played 3D Tetris. I didn't play this on Virtual Boy. That's one I haven't. I think I played Galactic Pinball and Tellero Boxer. I played Wario Land. This was really cool. Did not play this. I think this is the Mansion of Innsmouth. I don't know if I played golf. I think I played Red Alarm though. That rewind feature is so useful on some of these old school games that are tough. I didn't play that version of Space Invaders, but that's cool. But I did play Mario Tennis, and I think that take on Mario Brothers. I didn't play this because this is a brand new game. This is a spin-off of F-Zero, but it's a full-on like F-Zero game. Oh, there we have a... Okay, there we have a full list. Oh, I'm gonna rewind. That's pretty rad right there. Okay, that's it. Oh, that's a good list. I want to pause it on that. So here we have the Mansion of Innsmouth, Galactic Pinball, Jack Bros, Space Invaders Virtual Collection, 3D Tetris, Zero Racers, Golf, Tellero Boxer, D-Hopper, Virtual Boy, Wario Land, Virtual Bowling, Vertical Force, Mario Tennis, Red Alarm. What are the two that are being covered up? V-Tetris, Mario Clash. So there's a good amount of games there. Oh, let's see. Yeah, some of these I played on the whopping 3 or 4 times I played a Virtual Boy between 1995 and 1996. You know, from either rentals, myself, my friend, one of our houses, or like a Blockbuster or Toys R Us. And then fast forward to late 2015, early 2016, playing again a couple of titles. So 20 years in between, and now another 10. I am going to play every game that comes out here because they're so rare. Some I've never played before, some were never even released, you know? But 9 games coming in 2026 after the 7 dropping this year. Okay, so that's cool. Choose from different colors to customize your experience. The screen color changing thing is happening next year. Remove the lens cover to use this feature. Not applicable for the Virtual Boy cardboard model for Nintendo Switch and Nintendo Switch 2. So this is something that's only going to happen here. So I think that means that they're going to give us different colored lenses to buy and throw in there. Okay. Pretty cool though. Jeez. Lee J. Is the color change only for the replica? Yes. Didn't see them mention the cardboard for that one. Yeah, they said no cardboard. Red Alarm is basically Star Fox, but it's red. Just watching the video, the red black is making my eyes hurt. The red reminds me of blood. Zero Racers. Yeah, that's right. Game time with Jonathan, 2542. Zero Racers. Should be cool. Aaron Cedillo, hi. AJ Rax. Maybe they'll make a Virtual Boy Pokemon game. It would look good. I mean, it would be Pokemon Red version. More red. Pokemon Redder version. Red and black. Yeah. Absolutely madness with Zero Racers unexpectedly popped up as I think it got delayed to the unbelievable low sales of the Virtual Boy. To answer my question, yeah, perfect. Regarding the cardboard and the lenses. Go for the gray version. That's more appealing because it's like a Game Boy mode. J-Views, what's up, Paul? Nintendo Doom? No way, Joycey J. Nintendo was thriving. We got Final Fantasy VII Remake selling out everywhere. Now, truth be told, it's not like Square Enix anticipated a whole lot, so they shipped out 5 million units. No, it's not the case. But for what they did ship out, it did sell out. And you cannot take away its eShop sales because those aren't sold out. It is just continuing to sell well, right? I've been to see a newborn baby this afternoon. My cousin's wife had a girl during early January. Well, congratulations to your cousin's wife. That's exciting. I hope that the baby is healthy and that the mom is recovering well and that the parents are doing well, getting in as much sleep as they can, and then that this kiddo has an awesome life ahead. So congratulations to you and your family. Game Time with Jonathan is excited for Virtual Boy. Heck yeah. I think I read that though. Funny, there's 2 Tetris games. One is Japan only, that's V Tetris. I like traditional Tetris. I love traditional Tetris. Love it. But I'm looking forward to this top-down perspective of dropping Tetris in that version. Kind of neat. Space Invaders looks solid. Steak, yeah, that's going to be fun. I'd like to see the classic Pokemon games pop up on NSO. That would be a big move, Lottie. Just have the classic like red, blue, yellow make it to Nintendo Switch 2 in some capacity. Do you make it digital only? Maybe. But could you release them as a cartridge? Can you release them as colored cartridges, being red, blue, or yellow? Oh, that would be so cool. it would be a little bit silly, but dang it. For $70, release Pokemon Red, Blue, Yellow in one cartridge case, but have 3 different game key cards or cartridges of red, blue, and yellow, just so that you could have the actual colored cartridge of all 3. Or have 3 different versions. Like, talk about a waste of plastic. With how little storage space it has, but to release like all 3 independently on Nintendo Switch 2. Dang, and Nintendo Switch. Man, that'd be so cool. Actually, that's how you do it. Yeah. It's still a little bit of a waste, but I think the lowest Nintendo Switch cartridge is 8 gigs. So that's how you do this. Just yellow on a cart, just blue on a cart, just red on a cart. 3 different cases on these 8 gigabyte carts. And each one is like $40. And you put that out there at your Best Buy, Target, Walmart, GameStop, Amazon. Yep. I wonder if we get the never released Virtual Boy Mario Land. That would be pretty neat. You won't believe what the baby's name is. Let's see. There's chat guessing. Zelda Samus. I'll give you a hint. It's a Mario character female name. Folks are guessing Rosalina and Peach. Birdo. I'm going to continue going down. But first I'm going to read some more of the chat of other things. Talion Infernus. 2026 is going to be a great year, Paul. Heck yeah. I'm so excited for all things Nintendo and beyond. Absolutely. You said it. Pokemon fan got it right. Let's see. What was Pokemon fans' guess? I missed the guess. I'm trying to see what is the name. Peach or Daisy? Daisy. Daisy. Aha, cool. So Lottie, your niece or like second cousin or something like that? Her name is Daisy? Daisy. That's cool. Baby Daisy. Banana Cat 42. If we do get a Nintendo Direct next week for February, do you think we could get that new 3D Mario by chance? I would like to see it. I would really like to see a 3D Mario tease. If it's coming out later this year, I could see them showing it off next week or in the June Direct, because that would be following the Galaxy movie to then build up more hype to reinvigorate like now Galaxy movie sales and streams, Blu-ray and all that, and then have the game come out November. So I could see it coming out, being shown off next week, but I could also see like maybe a June drop or something. I don't know. Possible though. Birdo. Yeah, that's a good guess. Quicksilver 81. What's up? What's up? Paul, do you think we get release dates for Fallout 4 and Indiana Jones in this Direct? It's as good a time as any. These aren't new games. They're just new to Nintendo Switch 2. And both them, Borderlands 4, and Elden Ring need release dates. Particularly these two, because these two were supposed to come out, being Borderlands 4 and Elden Ring, but they got, delayed so that they could run better, be more optimized and stuff like that. So those two need to have dates. And I think, Fallout 4, Indiana Jones, and maybe even South of Midnight. Yeah, there are a few. Just 2 more sleeps until Tomodachi Life Direct. That's going to be cool. I think second cousin, I think that's what that person is to you. My cousin is almost 39 this February, and his wife is 29 today, and they have an almost 3-week-old daughter. That's good for them. That's cool. Oh, hold on. I have to update this stream total. We're at 3, aren't we? 3. Because we have Player Essence. I forgot to include Player Essence's contribution. We're at $3 total for the stream. I hope we get another Mario Maker. Boo Mini, Mario Maker, Super Mario Maker 3D. Oh boy, that's the next step. Building your own Super Mario 64 like in size stages. Oh wow. With graphics that you can either go back to back in the day, Nintendo 64 level polygon quality, or some different styles. Your own new beach levels from Super Mario Sunshine. Your own little planetoids like Super Mario Galaxy. Woo, dang. Super Mario Maker 3D. Could be something really special. Yeah. Wow. Well, that's probably going to do it for the stream. Davey 2016. Is this a network about Paul Gale? Yeah, this is my YouTube channel where I put up daily gaming history videos, kind of something to look forward to every day. I do video game countdowns and I do a lot of other variety. And my network expands into video game talk, exercise talk, martial arts, pumpkin carvings, other forms of entertainment, tutorials. Yeah, so it's a lot of stuff like that. Speaking of videos, let's see. What would be most helpful? Oh, the Final Fantasy one's got 170. That one's got 1600. That Mario one's got 2500. 392, 200, 545, 160. How about this?
In a world where
if you have some hypes that you could spare this week, I put a link in the chat to this video that is sitting at 545, which means maybe some hypes or likes or comments could help push it up a bit. And I put another pinned message in the chat. That's just in general to my videos section. So maybe you want to give a hype to a couple of the different videos if you have any to spare. Everybody gets 3 hypes that they could give a week. So I know you have to use it wisely across all of YouTube. But if you have any and you want to send a couple this way, I appreciate it. So those are my videos. The legend, Paul Gale. What's up, Attack the Backlog? Welcome here. Hope you're doing well today. Honestly, my mom's side of the family is huge. I have 13 older cousins who are in their late 30s and early 40s. That's cool. Peach Gale Network. Thursday is going to be fun. Tamagotchi and Famitsu sales. Yeah, Paladin. In 2 more days, Thursday is going to be a big one because we're going to go over the Famitsu sales charts, including how well did Final Fantasy VII Remake Intergrade do. Mr. Gale versus Mr. Network. Pokemon, good to see you. Peach is Paul's dog. Yes. You know what? Before we go, because I was just about to end the stream, but before we go, there are a couple of shorts that might be worth watching. At least this one. Yeah, this is today's, so this is very new. Impossible is just a word to let people feel good about themselves when they quit. So no matter what, hang in there so I can continue telling you things like this. Today in gaming history, January 27th, 2003, Skies of Arcadia Legends launched for the Nintendo GameCube in North America. Impossible is just a word. That's today's short for January 27th. Skies of Arcadia Legends launched 23 years ago today for Nintendo GameCube. Cool. Well, okay. We had a nice hour-and-a-half stream. Fun time. Thank you again to Roger Enyart for the generous $2 super chat. Thank you to Player Essence, OJ, for the subscription to the PGN White Belt here, which contributed another $1 to the stream. And thank you to everybody for being here. 35 people watching now. Close to 40 likes today. Good stuff. Lottie saying kind of reminds me of Superman. Yeah, with the red and blue. I can see that. That's Vice, basically, from Skies of Arcadia. Actually, shoot, we got 46 likes. Oh, wow. Hey, when the likes are more plentiful than the people watching now, I think that's a cool thing. Let me read some chat before I go, though. I ordered the Final Fantasy VII Game Key Card Edition on Amazon. That's cool, Roger. That's good. I hope you get the cards in it, too. Do you think Nintendo turned like the eye of Sauron towards Walmart today? Maybe. Great stream. Thank you, Roger. Skies of Arcadia was originally launched on the Dreamcast, if I remember correctly. Yes, it did. It was a game, Dreamcast first release. What else? I think that's good. I think that's it. Yeah, we caught it. All right. Have a good one, everybody. See you Wednesday morning for more. And then Thursday will be a big stream. Stay good. Thanks for helping watch the videos. I hope you like them. Hope you like the shorts. I'll see y'all next time. Oh, one more. Talion Infernus. Who do you want as the final boss of the Galaxy movie? Maybe Bowser Jr. in a giant monstrous contraption. But maybe it has to be more epic than that. Maybe it has to be like Giga Bowser, you know? Or, I got it. Bowser Jr., not Bowser, but Bowser Jr. turning gargantuan in size like baby Bowser did in Super Mario World 2 Yoshi's Island when Kamek sprinkled the magic on him, and you had this awesome cinematic ending of Mario on Yoshi shooting the eggs into the far distance of a giant baby Bowser. Maybe a throwback to that, but a little bit different, being a giant Bowser Jr. as the final boss here. Tater salad, late, but welcome anyways. Wouldn't it be awesome if Dreamcast came to NSO? Yes, I want Dreamcast to come to NSO. Dreamcast and Saturn. Because I want new controllers. I want new wireless controllers for both. Wario would be cool. Mega Hammer. Tater Salad also saying Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Hey, because it's still January, you know? It's still Happy New Year. All right, everybody. Take it easy. See you all next time. Thanks again for being here.